Hello, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Thank you very much for being a time traveler. This is your exclusive super full moon in Cancer message. Keep in mind, it is a collective general reading, not individualized nor personalized to you. Messages may come through today that do not fully resonate. And if that happens, it's okay. It just means it's meant for someone else. So take what fits, how it fits, leave what doesn't, and be sure to check out your other placements. If you don't know what they are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said, let's begin. All right. What does Capricorn need to know at this time? You have empty well, time to replenish. Card number 16. You then have new moon in Taurus, know your worth. And you have blood moon, courage. All right, Capricorn. I think you had or have situation, environment, or connection in your life that has taken advantage of you. I think this individual or whomever, whatever this is, I think they have depleted you. I also think it's taking you a lot of courage either to stand up or walk away even. All right, tell me more about this here for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I think it's time for you to know your worth and take care of you. I won't be surprised if we see the Empress card, even if you're a masculine watching. Okay, we are clarifying the empty well, time to replenish, card number 16. New moon in Taurus, know your worth. And the blood moon, courage. One more shuffle here. Thank you. If I cough during your reading, I apologize. I'm still recovering. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Seven of Wands. And we have the Page of Pentacles. We then have the Moon. We have Judgment. Oh, two cards came out. We're going to take them. We have the Five of Cups. And we have the Six of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, Eight of Swords, Four of Swords, and Ace of Swords. Boy, did you find your voice. I've been seeing that in the readings for like the last month or so for you, but I think what you have realized here is that this individual has taken advantage of you. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't care about you or respect you or love you. It just means that at some point in time, they took advantage of you. I think the connection was very emotional. I think there were a lot of highs and lows to the connection because I have the Moon card there to that Page of Cups. I do think now it's time for you to pour into yourself. This individual has a teapot strapped to the top of their head and they're pouring into their own cup. Yeah, I feel like whomever or whatever this was, look, it could be a work situation for some of you. I just feel like at some point in time you spoke up. I think you spoke up. And I think now your message is it's time for you to replenish yourself. Okay. I think this person, oh, I just got this like a bottomless pit. Okay, that's maybe not the best way for me to say it, but I'm just telling you the message that I'm getting. I think this person, and again, could be a friend, family member, your kid, your lover, your boss. I don't know who the person is or people. Maybe it was a couple of people. But there was something here like they thought what you were giving them was like endless. Like, you know, like an endless buffet, an all-you-can-eat buffet. Like a bottomless pit, like it would never run out. But it did run out. And it ran out when I think you got exhausted. All right. I don't think this person ever saw that you would be healed enough to speak your truth or stand up for yourself. Or maybe for some of you, even cut them away or give them an ultimatum. Whew, tell me about the Page of Cups. All right, strong messages here. Tell me about the Page of Cups here for Capricorn. I was almost going to say Cancer. I know it's a super full moon in Cancer, but maybe some of you are dealing with someone who's a Cancer or has high Cancer placements. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Or maybe this started from last Cancer season. You finally had enough. Page of Cups is clarified by the Two of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Magician. Bottom of the deck, King of Swords. I think you sat at the wide point with this individual because I have two individuals here that are, if we look at how the cards came out, we have a Queen of Swords, we have the Magician, and we have the King of Swords. This is a lot of air energy, right? And especially with that Magician ruled by Mercury. Mercury rules communication. So with that Two of Wands to the Page of Cups, it's almost like, excuse me, your love or respect or admiration for this person prevented you for a long time from saying what you wanted to say to them or standing up to yourself. It's like, because you care about them, again, that Page of Cups, some kind of care, love, respect, every time you wanted to say something, you didn't. You got to the Two of Wands. You're like, I could say it now. And then I think you retreated. I think you retreated until you couldn't retreat anymore. King of Swords. There's the Empress. There's you in Justice. Oh, it's a Lover's card. I do think that you finally spoke up or stood up to this individual, like in the name of you, like in the interest of, I need to get this off my chest. Yeah, I can't keep doing this, or I can't keep giving to you this way. For some of you, when I see that King to the Queen of Swords, the Magician also has a sword. There could have been a very heated verbal exchange, like an actual argument between the two of you. Tell me about that Moon card. Tell me about that Moon card. Now, Chiron was retrograde since July 30th of 2025, and it came out of retrograde January 2nd. There could be something here about a wound, and I don't know what your particular birth chart is, but it's possible for some of you, your wound was the ability to effectively communicate your wants and needs. So maybe you were a bit of a people pleaser, or maybe you oppressed and suppressed things until it got so bad and then you exploded like a volcano. So I do think there was like a communication wound of some kind, of some nature. With that Chiron now, you know, going direct, yeah, it's quite possible that in this energy of the super full moon in Cancer, you finally, and again, that energy's, it's super full moon. So a week or two prior, a week or two post, yeah, this is happening. So I think for most of you, it already happened. We have the Three of Cups here. So I think for most of you, I'm taking that Three of Cups. I don't know why, like New Year's Eve. So I think for most of you, this occurred prior to New Year's Eve, prior to the new year. And it was probably because Chiron was, that retrograde was coming to an end. So you found your voice, or you healed that communication wound, if that's what you had. Tell me about that Moon card. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Moon card is clarified by the Queen of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Five of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. I don't know who this person is or was to you, but I do think in that Knight of Swords there, I do think there was some back and forth, disagreement, argument, strife, tension. I think you're the one who was bold and brave in that Queen of Wands energy, even if you're a masculine. Because Queens in Tarot, and you came out strongly here with both Queens, don't be offended by that if you're a masculine. For me, Queens exist presently because of what they've gone through in their respective suit. Kings then take action towards the future. So I think here was like, I'm existing in the present, and I have to address what has been going on in this connection, right? Based on my past experiences with this individual. So I think you took action to speak up based upon days, weeks, months, years of what you tolerated or you put up with. Seven of Wands, know your worth. I think now you do know your worth. I think you discovered your worth. That's probably why you took the initiative to speak up for yourself. Seven of Wands is now, the Seven of Wands is an individual who's holding the Ace of Wands, and they're protecting the Six Wands, which is here. So it's like, I'm protecting my pride. I'm protecting my ego. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. There is such a thing as good ego. There's such a thing as good pride. And when you're with someone or engaging with an individual and they're constantly draining you, yeah, that's going to damage your ego. That's going to damage your pride. That's going to lower your self-worth. So I think for a lot of you, you are defending your pride and ego. And again, I'm not taking that as a negative thing. I think it's like, I know my worth and I have to protect myself from you, who's clearly not protecting me. Because if you were protecting me, you wouldn't be emptying my well, and then we'd be having an entirely different reading here. So tell me about the Seven of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. This person's going to end up contacting you. I just heard that. Okay. Two of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Five of Swords. Bottom of the deck, King of Cups. I think because now, again now, Kings take action, right? So I think because of your love or respect or admiration for this person in the past, when you could have taken the initiative to actually say something and address something, I don't think you did. I think you suppressed. The King of Cups, a very stoic energy. They can bottle a lot in to appear or try to remain as calm, cool, and collected as possible. To very stoic, I'm not going to show you on the surface how angry I am inside. So I think you went back and forth for a long time, maybe up to the last 2 years for some of you in that Two of Pentacles. The Hermit card to the Five of Swords was like every time I wanted to say something, in the interest of not having an argument, I suppressed. Or when I did say something and I saw that it was turning into an argument, I backed off, which is very unlike you. I mean, you are Saturn in Capricorn. You are the devil in tarot. But for whatever reason, your affection or respect or love for this person, dare I say, superseded the respect, love, or admiration you had for yourself back then. I do think things have changed since then because you made a judgment call. Judgment. I think the judgment call was, I'm not just going to walk away. I'm not going to just suppress things. If I say something and it turns into an argument, so be it. Then we're going to have an argument about it. But I'm not staying quiet anymore. I stayed quiet too long in the Hermit energy. Judgment. Make sure that mic is on. It is. Okay, tell me why the Judgment card is here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Judgment. Two of Cups. You made a judgment call in respect to this partnership, whether it's professional, platonic, or romantic. Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, boy. I kind of feel the judgment call you made is if I'm not going to receive reciprocity from you, whether that reciprocity is I respect you, you respect me, I love you, you love me, I pay half the bills, you pay the other half, like whatever, you know, I come to work and I bring my best, all of my talents and skills and experiences, you got to pay me adequately. So I feel like your judgment call here was, if I'm going to continue investing in whatever or whomever this is, it needs to be equal in nature. They need to give in respect to what they are receiving from me. And if they can't do that, I'm good on my own. That's Nine of Pentacles. We have 9 to the 9 here. The Hermit is number 9 card, and the Nine of Pentacles is very much an independent energy. I know that's pre-Empress energy. So at the time you made the judgment call, you discovered your self-worth, your self-value, what you bring to the table, your time or your talent or your money, or the kind of love that you give. You know, Pentacle resources could be a lot of things. So whatever you were giving to this entity, you realized you were not receiving anything back from them or in return from them in equal measure. And with that Wheel of Fortune, I feel like it was mostly Sagittarius season, which would be before the new year. There was a feeling here like this is a time where I have to say something. Wheel of Fortune, Five of Pentacles, again, King of Cups. I have to say something because this is depleting me financially or emotionally. Like this individual or entity, whatever, because it could be work for some of you, it's taking full advantage of me. And it's just like, I can't allow it to happen anymore. Blood Moon. Now you have courage. You're probably not going to want to hear this right now. As the days, weeks, months, whatever go on, excuse me, since this argument or since this separation, you can't see it now, but you will be happier. Whether this person returns and you reconcile or you stay at the job or there is a newfound victory. It's like your pride has been restored. The pride in yourself has been restored. You have healed maybe your wounded ego from this person. So there is victory here. You will start feeling better, whether you re-engage with this individual or not. Page of Pentacles. There's communication here. Tell me about this. And I think you need to be courageous. That's that Blood Moon. You need to be courageous. And I think the reason why you need to be courageous is because this individual, or again, maybe it's a couple of people here for you. Sometimes the Five of Swords and Five of Wands, it picks 5 people. So whoever this person or these people are, I think you have to be courageous because when they initially contact you, you might feel like you won, like they're returning to you, they're looking for a repair. So there's something here of like maybe getting the proof or something like that, like making sure that whatever they're offering you here or this apology, like it's solid. Also, I see you rereading it. So maybe it's a text message for some of you. All right, tell me about this Page of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. I mean, we are in your season. Happy birthday, by the way, if I didn't say that at the onset of the reading. So this could even be like them sending you a letter, sending you a text, giving you a birthday card. clarified by the Three of Wands, the Knight of Cups. I told you they're coming in. And the Four of Wands. Oh, they're coming in with an apology, an offer to restabilize the connection with you. If this is someone you live with and they moved out or you kicked them out, they're asking to come back home. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Wands. Within the next 8 days of you seeing this video, there's communication of some kind. Hierophant and the Ten of Cups. Thought I just heard something. Again, this could be family. Hierophant could be the place where you work. If in a career and finance read, the Hierophant is the entity or corporation we work for. Could be someone you're married to, wanting to be married to, someone you believe you have an exceptionally strong soul bond connection with. Two of Cups to the Hierophant. Ten of Cups, again, could be family, could be friends, someone you treat like family. But, oh yeah, I would expect communication from this person over the course of the next 8 days. There is something here about them returning to you. So now that we know that, we'll go a little bit deeper to see what exactly it is that they want. But tell me about the Six of Wands to the Five of Cups. Let's clarify that first. Six of Wands to the Five of Cups here. Six of Wands to the Five of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. Is it snowing out again? I can't shovel that damn driveway anymore. Six of Wands to the Five of Cups. Three of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. They're coming back around. And there's something here about you. Don't feel over, like, yes, I got them. They came back and it's on my terms. And there's, you need to, you don't need to do anything. But the message I get here is you need to make sure that this opportunity to reconcile is solid. That you and this person, you know, the Hierophant energy, if we look at it in terms of marriage or entering a legal agreement, because it is contractual by nature, whether that is spiritual contract or a legal document or getting married, okay? When we're agreeing to something like that, it's because the other entity, we're both on the same page. We have shared values, maybe shared morals, shared vision. You know, we have an idea, we have the same idea about this relationship and reciprocity. So there's something here like when they come in and they want to repair this Three of Swords moment, there's something here about you like making sure that you and they are on the same page, because talking is great and apologies are wonderful, but I think you need true repair here. And true repair here is full acknowledgement, without excuses, without buts, without, you know, but it's you, or no, it's full acknowledgement. I did ABC. This is how it affected you. I'm aware of that. I'm sorry. This is what I'm willing to do to rectify it. Or this is what I plan on doing in the future so I don't repeat that. So it needs to be a full structural repair to the connection. If you want to take them back. I mean, it's just advice. But if this is just, I'm sorry, I love you, you know, whatever. I want to come back home, or I'll marry you one day, or something like that. It's just my personal advice from what I've gone through. Because it won't be long after that, if this is not solid and steady and grounded and rooted with structure and plan and all that. Nine of Swords, you're going to be up in your head. The Ten of Wands, before you know it, you will be carrying the emotional load, or maybe even financial load or burden of the connection all over again. So we need to really make sure that this needs to be true, real repair. Full acknowledgement, without excuses, full ownership of what they did, full apology, and how they are going to make that accountable. Like, trying to think of an example. You know, let's say this is work related, and then you apply it to your life how you see fit. You're at work, you give your all, you're not paid adequately, you show up anyway because you love the job, or you love the clients or the patients or whatever it is. You like your job, so you're going to continue to show up. But they don't pay you adequately, and you know that, but you stay. You like the camaraderie, you like, you know, the people that you work with, and the maybe the clients or whatever that you service. Excuse me. And then end of the year bonuses come around and you don't get paid. But you know that they got their check, and they got their check, and they got their check. And now not only did you get stiffed all year long on raises and promotion, they like forgot about you when it came bonus time. And then you spoke up. You're like, you know what? I haven't spoke up in a year, 2 years, 3 years. These people just keep, you know, not paying me or taking advantage of me. You know, this year I'm going to say something. And if it means that I'm going to be out of a job and I have to look for a new job in the new year, that's what I'm going to do. Again, that's just the example here. If the boss, now let's say you were like, you know what? I'm taking a week off from work. because I need to figure out what I'm doing here. I'm very upset by what they did. Let's say they call you within the next 8 days. Let's say they call you this week and they're like, hey, Capricorn, not that they would call you Capricorn, but, like, hey, Capricorn, we really missed you at work. We're sorry for what happened there, and we'd like you to come back to work tomorrow. Okay, that's great. That's like partial acknowledgement, and that is giving an apology, but you're totally avoiding, like, well, am I still going to get the bonus? Like, how are you going to make good on what you did? And what are you going to do in the future to make sure it doesn't happen again? So true repair would be, hey, Capricorn, I know that when you found out that we distributed end of the year bonuses to everyone and not you, we know that it hurt you. We apologize. This is why it happened. This is, they got to be truthful. Full honesty here, full disclosure. This is why we didn't give it to you. In retrospect, we're going to make good on it. Now we are going to give you a bonus. And in the future, you will be receiving a bonus. Like, there needs to be something like that. Like, there needs to be full acknowledgement without blaming you, the truth about why it happens, how they're going to make good on it, how they're truly going to repair it, and how they're going to make sure it doesn't happen again in the future. Otherwise, I feel like if this is just, I'm sorry, come back to work tomorrow, you're going to come back to work. You're still not going to get the bonus they screwed you over with last year, last month. And they didn't even tell you that moving forward you would get that bonus. So just don't, in that respect, ego and pride could be a bad thing, because you're thinking because they're asking you back or want you back that suddenly they've changed or they're going to do things differently. The only way you'll know if they actually do things differently is if you get the proof. And the proof is making good on what has already happened, or creating a plan. Like, maybe this is a relationship. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but maybe this is like a relationship and you wanted marriage and they didn't. And now suddenly they want to come back and they're like, I'm so sorry. I know maybe you were expecting me to propose to you over the holidays and I didn't. I'm so sorry, but we will get married one day. No. You're acknowledging that I was expecting something. Maybe we discussed it at some point in time. You said you would do it. But now I want a plan, because now I know my worth. Now I know my worth. I know I can get an Ace of Cups or Ace of Pentacles anywhere, because when I'm sitting in a Nine of Cups or Nine of Pentacles, I know my worth. I've gone within. So I'm not going to wait endlessly for you to come up, show up with an Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Cups. No. Like, this is like with or without you. I'm good. So if you want to get married, okay, let's go pick out a ring or whatever, or pick out a ring for you or for me. I don't know who you are in this scenario. Or let's schedule a date when we're getting married. Let's tell our friends and family. That would be the first step. Hey, we just got engaged. Even if you can't afford a ring right now, that's fine. But there needs to be something tangibly symbolic to rectify what happened here. Again, that's just what I'm looking here. Because if they come in wanting to heal the Three of Swords, and you guys are not on the same page about what this means going forward with that Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck, you're going to be heartbroken all over again. But the Eight of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Ace of Swords, I think what you're not seeing now for most of you at this time, you're not seeing that you healed a huge communication wound for you. The second thing I think you're not seeing is contact from this individual again. And for many of you, within the next 8 days of you seeing this video. Okay. Actually, I want to leave the energy out for that person. Let's go back to that. The energy from them. Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Three of Wands, moving towards you with the Knight of Cups and the Four of Wands. Okay. Fabulous. All right. Let's give your deck here a really good shuffle. And it might take courage to say no to this entity as well when they come back around again and say no. Or you'll have to do better. Or, okay, the raise sounds good, but it's not really what I was expecting. Might take courage. What is this person offering Capricorn in that Knight of Cups? What is this person offering Capricorn in the Knight of Cups? I usually don't take face down, but I'm being told to take it. One more shuffle here. Thank you. And I'm going to take it on the side because that's how it came out. Seven of Cups. Not full clarity, not full confusion, right in the middle. Seven of Cups, Four of Swords, and the Sun card. They want to heal the relationship with you, the connection with you, without giving you full clarity about what happens next. That's what's happening here. Justice. Justice holds the Ace of Swords. That is the truth. So are they coming in with an apology? They are. Do they want to heal the connection? Of course. The Sun card is the most healing card in tarot. You know, think about when you're coming out of the winter and the sun starts coming out in spring and flowers start to bloom, and it's like life comes back, you know, into the onto the earth there, or that particular hemisphere where it's spring. So the sun is very nurturing. It's very warm. It's very healing. Do they want to heal that connection? Four Sources Sun card? Absolutely. Are they doing it from a place of ambiguity and not giving you full clarity? They are. So again, that's, oh, we'll get married one day, or I'm sorry, come back to work, but they're not telling you what they're doing with that last bonus or raise they didn't give you, or how they intend on fixing it in the future. Tell me more about what they're saying. So I would expect the apology, offer reconciliation, probably a warm or kind gesture, like Knight of Cups to the Sun card could be a gift, asking you out, asking you to go out to lunch, something warm, something nourishing, like maybe getting a meal together, let's have a cup of coffee or tea, something like that, something warm, something nourishing, maybe even buying you a gift. But I don't like that Seven of Cups. That Seven of Cups is not full clarity about what they're going to do in the future in terms of planning or strategy to make sure what happened back there doesn't happen again. Tell me more about that Seven of Cups. Tell me more about that Seven of Cups. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Seven of Cups, clarified by Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords, and Two of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Five of Wands. I do think there'll be another disagreement here if you hold your ground. I mean, if you don't, you just accept them, then there's reconciliation here, but I would not expect anything to change. Because that Seven of Cups, this is not full clarity. That Two of Pentacles to the remember, you showed up as the Queen of Swords, so you're going to have to decide here, is this good enough for you? And only you can make that decision. You can't allow me or tarot or any other reader to tell you what to do here. But I see you going, okay, well, they did apologize. Okay, they made good on it in the past, but they're not really saying what they're going to do in the future. Like, it could be something like that. I'm so sorry I did this to you. I take full ownership. I apologize. I'm going to make good on this, but okay, where's the future plan to make sure it doesn't happen again, or you don't do this again? And that's, there's something here where it's half-assed. I got to be honest with you. And you're going to have to make that decision from the energy of the Queen of Swords. I do think it can be another conflict. Five of Wands, the Two of Cups, there's a conflict with this individual in respect to their investment in you. Whether that's monetary or in terms of love or reciprocity. So there is a disagreement here. Okay. We got timing of the Eight of Wands. Any other timing that we need here? So I would expect that. And then I think you're going to need courage to continue the conversation. Let's get you advice first. What is your advice when this person comes back around? Although I see it right here, but what is your advice? One more shuffle here. Thank you. I also think I'm looking at the infinity symbol and the Two of Pentacles. There's something here like this apology or explanation. There needs to be an even flow. You know, like there's an acknowledgement, there's an apology. They're making good for what they did. They're making a plan for the future. It's like it needs to be seamless. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be seamless. Like it should carry all the aspects of true repair. All right, let's get you advice here. And then we'll go back to that timing. Advice here. One more shuffle. Advice for you. Temperance, Nine of Cups, and the Two of Wands. Well, you're going to be at a Y point again. Four of Cups, the Moon, and the Tower. I would expect communication, if not in the energy of the super full moon in Cancer on January 3rd, which the energy is going to be with us for like a week or two. If not, most likely by the new moon in Capricorn in your sign, January 18th. I would expect communication. Your advice here is to not say anything. You have no swords. Temperance is fire energy, but it's staying very emotionally balanced. Do not allow whatever they say to you to sway you one way or another. Nine of Cups is when you're going to have to check in with, how does this register to you emotionally? So before you make a decision to say anything, there's something here about, how does it make you feel? Don't be quick to say yes. Don't be quick to say no. There's something here about you processing it emotionally. Any other advice here? I just saw the Ace of Wands. That is the truth. Any other advice here? So it could be, thank you for the apology or acknowledgement and the offer. I need to think about it. There's nothing wrong with saying that. You might actually let them think you're being really serious this time. The Nine of Wands just came out. All right. Any other advice here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Further advice for you. Queen of Pentacles, that's you, whether you're masculine or feminine. The Lovers and Judgment, same thing. We get no talkie cards, no sword cards. So this is, when you make that choice, you have to make that choice and that judgment call on how you're going to respond. How does it nurture you? Do you feel good about it? Is this a person, place, or thing you want to continue investing in? As the Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Seven of Swords. Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Maybe for some of you, the answer here is observation. Page of Wands is the observer of tarot. It's discovering. Maybe for some of you, it's having some good boundaries and just observing what they do, not what they say, what they do. Are they going to make good on that last thing? If they say they're going to plan a future or do something with you or do something differently or give you that raise or bonus, do they actually do that? So I would create like a time in your head, like, okay, they're coming back around. This is, they owned it. They're not giving me full clarity on what they're going to do to resolve it. So I'm not going to say anything to them because, again, no swords. So there could be something here like telling them, okay, thank you. I'm going to think about it. Or if you want to say, okay, I accept, we can reconcile or whatever. I'll come back to work, whatever this is. But then it's like in your head, it's like, all right, I'm giving them 30 days to make good on it. And that's it. You don't have to say anything. You just observe to see if any trickster behavior occurs. Do they make good on it or not? Observation in that respect would be key. Don't move forward. Seven of Wands. Not going to move forward out of pride and ego. Remember, we saw that Six of Wands. Not going to move forward. Instead, I'm going to wait and see what they do, because I think you're looking for real, tangible action. Let's get you timing. Although, like I said, I think for most of you, it's within 8 days of this reading. But can we get timing for Capricorn when they will be hearing from this person? Can we get timing for Capricorn? When will they be hearing from this person? Timing for Capricorn. Some of you, it's an air sign. One more shuffle. Thank you. I don't know why, but I have a dice here, triangle dice. It says, earth, fire, water, air. And I don't know why, but I looked right at the air thing. And then also I'm looking at 9 and 11. So maybe for you, like 9/11, this was like a crisis in the relationship, right? If you live in the United States, you dial 911 for help. So it could be something like that. Or that's when you communicated, right? Air is communication. All right, interesting. I never like really look over there at my dice, but yeah, okay. Timing here, when Capricorn will be hearing from this person. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Timing. We have the Sun card. That could be immediate. The Sun card for me is timing. It's also like an annual card, so very well could be now, like at the start of the year. 10 of Swords for others of you, up to 10 weeks. So, or within 10 weeks of when the 10 of Swords actually happened. Yeah, Page of Swords. I would expect communication from this individual. Any other advice from this deck? But this is like start of the new year kind of vibe. Like the birth of a new calendar year with that little baby there. So either within 10 weeks of the ending or the argument, or within 10 weeks from now. Further advice, closing messages, one more shuffle. Thank you. 10 of Wands, the Emperor, and the Chariot, bottom of the deck, 9 of Swords. Before you move forward, because I think whether you want to continue this connection or move away from it, like however you're going to utilize the courage, like to stay, to go, to walk away, it's going to be difficult either way. It won't be easy to walk away and sever the connection. It won't be easy to go back and try to make it work. So there is something here about in whatever direction you move forward in, just make sure that you are in the seat. Like you're doing this because you feel it's ultimately the best choice for you. And understand that neither direction at this point will be easy for you. Neither direction here will be easy for you. Because again, if you're cutting this person off, you're really going to have to be the emperor, which is the authority figure of your life and very structured and very dedicated and very solid in this decision. And if you want to proceed forward with this person, then the emperor is saying, okay, I'm going to build or rebuild a solid foundation with this person. And I'm determined to do that. I'm determined to be successful. So either way is not going to be 100% easy for you. You just have to pick your easy here. You have to pick your burden. The burden to walk away or the burden to make it work. Final message here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Final message. Temperance, Page of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Eight of Swords. Again, when they come in with that communication, offer, opportunity, offer reconciliation, apology, you don't have to respond right away. You can be very disciplined. King of Pentacles, very disciplined, very much in control, from a seat of power, from a seat of authority, and just give it considerable thought about whether or not you want to continue investing in the connection. I really feel like ultimately it is your decision. And that is what I have for you, my dear. In the meantime, nourish yourself. Take care of yourself and do something nice for yourself in the week ahead. That is what I have for you. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.